Okay, so with the mobile layout, one of the things we're going to have to do is we definitely have to have a navigation bar because I can't get to the other pages without doing that. And then, like, especially for the contact page, we definitely want to make this text labels a little bit larger to read for that purpose. So on our master page, one of the things I would probably have you do is I would bring Cinda William. Let me just resize. Oops, it looks like you have an extra return in there. So I'm going to delete those extra returns. And then we're going to resize this box up. Okay, I'm going to move it down a little bit. You don't want it so close to the top. It could cut off and it can be hard to really read. So then we're going to bring in on our widgets library. We're going to come over and we're going to bring over the menu. So I'm going to bring over a horizontal menu. Okay, and I want to make sure it fits in within the width. So you can go in and resize this to fit right in there. Okay, now it automatically puts in your page names, which is great, but now all you have to do is worry about is to format. So I'm going to click on the first button. I'm going to change to that yellow fill. I'm going to take my text tool, probably want to make it red. Okay, make it bold, stand out. Then we're going to go to our states panel. Then each of these we're going to make the fill, go back to black arrow, change the fill to the yellow. Mouse down, yellow, active, yellow. So you definitely want to put that involved because if you don't, they won't have access to the other navigation bar and so forth. Let me open up these mobile layouts. Now your fonts are not, I don't know if you're using the right fonts from your style guide. You got Newton here. So I would have to look at your style guide. You didn't post that. But if I look at the other fonts, like on the About page, this is Arial. So we got to keep every fonts consistent from page to page. Okay. For your About page, when we look at the creativity and design wise, just plain old text, as a graphic designer, you got to bring in and tap into your design skills and try to bring something out a little more creative. One of the things I'm going to suggest, especially on a mobile layout, I'm going to move this over to the side. Go to your widgets library, come down to panels, drag what we call an accordion over. Okay, and really all you have to do here is we're going to highlight the first heading. I'm going to type in objective. I'm going to highlight the second heading. This becomes like when you click on those headings, it opens up the tab to see more information, like an accordion. And then experience. Okay, so I'll go back and click on objective. So I'll take what we have here and I'm going to come over and just paste it in. Oops. Now you want to make sure you are using the right fonts and everything that you're working with. Okay. Oops, skills. See that you have skills and abilities. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click on this plus sign right down here. We can add to the accordion the different headings. Let me deselect first, and then should be able. Oh, got reselected. That's the reason. Okay, and then I'll just type in skills and abilities. Come back to objectives. I'm going to cut that out. Okay. Now, go to education. Copy this over. Paste it. Experience. Okay. Now, if you design brochures, think of it as this a brochure. Maybe that'll help you come up with some creative ideas. Now what you want to do is you want to come up and format the coloring here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my text tool I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to change it to the red. Okay. Um, Now, in theory, this heading should be larger than the content, so we might have to reduce the font size down a little bit so it's not as much, or we have to increase the font size up to be a little bit larger. Okay. Now, what we want to do is education with a gray background. What we have to do is I'm going to take my black arrow, I'm going to click on the states panel, I'm going to click on normal, and I'm going to change the fill to yellow. And then I'm going to go click back on active. Now, oops, let me go back to normal. And yeah, yeah. So you get something like this, you know, something, a little bit different. It's a little more creative. So again, I'm trying to give you some ideas of what you can do to help enhance your design, you know. So that's something to watch out for. Now, consistency in fonts, always a major part. I would take your image here, bring in Photoshop. I might not be able to copy that because I don't have your actual image. I'm going to try it one more time. No, so I'll do something a little bit different. You would just take your original image and you open it up, but since I don't have your original image, so it won't let me copy it. So I'm just going to create a screen capture of it. So what I'm thinking that you do is when you bring it into Photoshop, okay, take the cropping tool, crop it down, so it's kind of like a headshot basically. Okay, and let me just save this real quick. Downloads, JPEG. Okay, so then I'm going to do a file place, downloads, JPEG, and you can make it so larger, but what we're doing is we're taking away that extra information that we have there. So now when I do this, of course you can see it get pixelated and blurry because I don't have your original image. But I would cut it down to what you need. So you got all this extra image that's not needed. So I definitely would do that for that part. Um, for your, make sure you bring, you did your tabs up here. Make sure you bring that up toward the top. Now you see all this extra space down here? Let's take a look at your master page. And what we need to do here, we're going to have to move the bottom ruler browser. So I'm going to move this footer guide up. And I'm going to move, well actually, what can I do there? Hold on a second. May have to go back into the master page. Hold on one second. Yeah, you want to right click on your master page. Right now your min height is just too much. So I would probably just take it down to like 480. Okay. Now your other pages will expand. So what you want to just double check is you just move this over top of all these other pages like this. So it basically what you're doing is you're saying, hey, I want to utilize this new change. You just drag and drop it over. So when we look at the about page now, I won't have all that extra red at the bottom. Okay, so you don't want to utilize something that have all that empty space. So we want to reduce the height